Hello and welcome back to the STB Racing League Season 18 Tier 2 Championship. Tonight we are here at the legendary, to say the least, Suzuka circuit here in Japan for what is round 12 of the campaign so far. Only 5 more races including this one left in the season. So a lot for the drivers to prove tonight to try and get as high up in the championship as they can. The championship battle is heating up, to say the least, with Bram Nilsson taking back the lead in the championship with the last round. But yeah, we're here in qualifying, and it is pouring down with rain at the start of the session. Starting out on winters. So yeah, plenty of rain we've seen in the Tier 2 championship so far.
We've had a lot of wet qualifying in Tier 2. A lot of them tend to happen near the end of the session, and then you get one lap in. And Tommy Reel's literally driving on the ice right now. Every time he's trying to go around the corner, the rear end steps out. So he's obviously using quite a dry setup. So I thought it'd be full wet because it is raining quite heavily.
By the time a few drivers get on track, the dry line will start to form. Moment, it is a bit of a swimming pool.
Yeah. But right now, not many people going out. Maybe people just starting to get out now because I'll be people doing some wet setups. Stay on board with Tommy Reel.
Already.
Yeah, Tommy, he's been struggling already. He wants that car to be more stable, so to decrease that front down. Yeah, nothing. No grip up there, and yeah, he's do not want to touch the curb.
Enjoying this time up the track.
Is it actually intermediates or is it full wets? Because I feel like it should be full wets right now, the way Tommy Reel's driving. He's literally sliding around these corners.
It's most likely more to do with setup. If he's running a dry setup, then it's going to be an absolute nightmare from out there.
I tend to use quite high rear suspension around here. That's definitely not going to help. Oh, no, he's gone. He's going
to hit the wall. No, he's managed to avoid it.
Yeah. It's already. It's not going to look like Tommy Reel's going to have a good qualifying. It hasn't even landed yet. Oh, there's this lap time. Okay, I think he's already backed out because he's on no. Oh, he's just.
He's going for a bit of a feeder lap.
Okay, let's go on board a Bram.
But Bram looking mega quick going into this one, but he's already
wide already.
Yeah.
I think people will be running a bit some fuel in the car to get used to the track, get some laps in, just get a bit of a bind to the track, just to get the idea of the laps. Obviously, tyres are not going to be massive around here, so it's all about getting as many laps as you can, finding where there is grip and where you can gain that time. It rained in Tier 2 in the race last year, and in qualifying. I think it rained in qualifying and the start of the race in Tier 2 last year, I believe. So it's nothing much changed from last season. Through the hairpin, Kobayashi hairpin, very cautious on the power. Went into no ERS, just to help the traction. Miltman's the first one to set that, 39.0, but Semi's beaten it by 3 things. So that's people's target.
Yep, Bram's just tiptoeing around the lap at the moment. 2 Dutchmen on the front row at the moment. Is it going to be a third when Bram crosses the line?
It was an all Dutch podium last race, so I'm hoping to repeat that again. Be nice.
Yeah, you there with his race.
There you go, Bram beating Simi by 6/10.
Is still not using any ERS. As he thinks that's the way to go. I think that's quite how it works, but
I think any times you really want to, in the qualifying, any times you really want to turn the ERS down is probably around the hairpins and slow corners. But through his flying flow, his floating, steady fast corners, you want to keep it on, just for extra power. But yeah, people going for multiple runs, multiple laps.
So what
Go
did
there,
do?
cross the line,
It
goes
is
up.
fastest. We'll see what Brown can do his second run. His first was cautious, to say the least. 2 tenths off at the hairpin.
Yeah, Brown was actually using his ERS through the hairpin, didn't turn it down.
They're like a much better line through spoon, but he's going to understeer it.
Oh, and he's on the. Oh, you say that on the AstroTurf, just lit the rear tyres up. It's going to be slipped off.
He's frozen it. Sam's going for a 3rd run in his inters, and he'll probably be in for a new set until the end.
Yeah.
He's in very low gears through the first sector to try and get him the extra rotation. He's using his ERS now, but he does turn it down in the corners, interesting enough. Using a lot of steering lock through Sigma 2.
Well, we've got 2 new drivers tonight. We've got in the Williams FXBR Poison.
Oh, sorry to interrupt you. He had one snap of oversteer coming out the hairpin, caught that, had another one, caught that, and then had another one simultaneously straight after. And pretty much back off his
lost it at the hairpin as well. Oh, and there's a racing point. That's Dangerman. Dangerman's in the barriers, exit at deck number 2.
He's facing the wrong way. Lost his right end plate, looks of it. But
I don't have good memories in that corner. That's where I went downhill.
You know all about Degner 2 and get off there.
Just to mention the new drivers, yeah, we have XPR Poison, another Brazilian here tonight, and we've also got Colborne. Colborne's off the track at the exit of, I think that's Dunlop, if that's going on correct.
Yeah, it's at the top of the hill.
Yeah, before the first deck, then he's off the rear end. Quite late on.
To come past. And now we can rejoin.
So just literally mention him when you find him on the side of the track with a broken end plate. Not a great way to introduce him, but I'm sure it was just a simple mistake.
Howdy going for his old qualifying tactic.
Sitting in the garage
and hope
watching Eurovision.
Yeah. Hold up time.
Imelda, you probably come out on bombing a low 30, low 30.
Oh, I mean, he's going to be last anyway, he's that slow, so there's not much point coming out, I guess.
Yeah, no, Pado P in the wet, anything could happen.
Although the McLaren driver got, he got P5 in Monza.
Let's get P5.
He's had a fair few seasons, as on my screen, Etienne has no hands. So,
classic, halfway through the race, join.
Yeah, I didn't know that was the thing for spectating as well. Yeah, he's controlling the car with his mind as he goes into turn 1.
Just look weird enough, boy.
And I think he's going to spin it.
Oh, he's off the rear. Yeah.
Drews is coming out the pit lane. Most people are on a lap at the moment. Bram's on an end lap.
Yeah, they've all done quite 3 or 4 laps in their cars. Oh, the crowd is so loud through the first. Why is the crowd so loud? I don't know why. Oh, and Poison having a big wiggle through Dunlop.
They're really just tiptoeing out there at the moment. No rear end grip whatsoever.
It looks very heavy right now, the rain. I think
top of the hill, big slide. Still can't get the traction down. That's that.
I just think it's those track conditions where it's kind of like quite close to the wet tyres, but the inters are just a little bit faster. The wets are just having that little bit of trouble just staying on the track. Oh, Clement having a big slice, yeah. Literally went on board and showing him sideways.
Goes P3 and he's off at the hairpin. Let Milton through behind him.
The drivers are really committing to their dry setups.
Yeah, it looks as if it is going to be a dry race. They're struggling.
Oh, Dangerman's not moving in the turn 2. There's some sort of moments.
Etienne has just invalidated the final chicane as well. They'll be coming into the pits.
Right, Poisson, I think anyone that's actually on a lap here, just went up to P5.
So Williams 3.5 at the moment.
So as soon as it starts raining, the gap between the top and bottom suddenly just triples. Because some people obviously up to speed a lot quicker than others. Some might have a little bit better setup for the wet. So the lot times a lot more varied. In the wet, and also skill is a lot more important.
England come and set another lap. Going into turn 1 now. He's on his 5th lap on those tyres. But we'll go on board with a lap of the Suzuka circuit before the drivers come out for their final runs. So he's coming through turn 5 now. Sweeping S section. Absolutely beautiful if you are racing on a wheel. Now comes through turns 8 and 9. Top of the hill. Trying to keep it tight on the inside. Obviously very different with the wet line being qualified. Now comes up to Degner 1. A lot slower than you will be doing it in the race, which is not often what you say. And he's out. Looks like we're not going on board with a lap for King Lemon. And Matthew's also left.
Oh. Well, bug.
Yeah.
Everyone's leaving.
Big lobby glitch.
Lobby glitch. Yeah.
I think
there's half the people
everybody's
left.
gone.
Yeah. It's gonna have to be a restart.
Well, it's just those 4. Just those 4.
I think it's about 5 people leave. I'm sure. If they all leave, I think generally they tend to struggle to come back. Yeah, Poison's gone as well.
Yeah, he left on his own there. That wasn't a disconnect.
Yeah, Bram's restart. Yeah, now they're going to join, but should we call this a restart? I think we should, to be honest.
And should we have joined back? I think there's plenty of time left in the session. It's only the 3 that disconnected, I think 4.
It's weird, normally when this happens, something about 10 or 14 people leave or something. There's actually...
Yeah, everybody's now getting back in. Very odd.
Hopefully you can actually get into
odd moment there. Oh, and
Broods! Yeah, I was off board with him.
That's pretty much his session over and done with.
Yeah, he hasn't got enough time to fix his wing and get rid of it.
Ude's on a lap. Looks a bit pedestrian though. I'm not sure if it is an actual run.
Ferry stays backed out as Ude there.
And his teammates just come through the final corners now. On chicane.
Colborn. Yeah. Very cautious.
That's not looking too bad. It's 38.2. It's in P4. It is nearly a second off of his teammate on the original pole. Who else is on a lap? Etienne looks to be on a lap. No. And out that looks it.
Yep. Well, the people that did end up leaving the game are aimed back. Semi's out of the pits, so it's for the power. So they did manage to get back in.
They'll be able to get a lap in.
Normally when that happens, when we have a trouble actually getting back in. You're getting in the lobby, but you can't get back into the actual session. Maldi has not even left the garage. Real has not set lap time.
Right, Ude comes to start his lap. He'll be, well, it's Brown just ahead of him actually, so let's see what Brown can do. Behind his championship rival, Jam Pancakes. I mean, I think it's Ude's time. And he's off at turn 1, he's validated.
Oh, he's validated it.
No, he might have enough time for
enough fuel, yeah.
He's lifted
no,
off
he's back out, he doesn't have enough time here.
He needs to get a move on.
Time in. He's got to go now. He needs to get a move on, yeah.
Oh, watch you there now.
You should know.
Already on provisional pole. But coming through step 1. Nice and tidy. Doesn't look to be on the limit too much. But coming to the first sector split now.
Milkman.
2 temps up.
Milkman. He's backed out. Milkman. He's absolutely bottled that. Loads of cars through turn 3.
Yeah, watching you there at the moment though, Matt, as he's making his way out the hairpin.
The bit of wiggly exit.
It's looking like a pretty clean lap from the Renault driver. Unless Brown can make it to the line, I think he will have pole position in the bag, and Brown is going very slowly.
Yeah, he's gonna make it.
He might not have fuel for another run.
He had about... Yeah, but you think he would fill for at least a few laps. You know.
Right, we'll see you there now. As
Oh,
he's
the
going
Ferrari.
to be corners left to go. He's 3
yard.
temps up. This is going to be an improvement as long as he can keep it valid. He's got the
What's
Ferrari
Ferrari
ahead of
doing?
him, and it's definitely put him
Bit of
off there.
distraction
And now he gets out the way, but it's not done him any
Compromise
favours
his line as
whatsoever.
well. Yeah.
So coming up on
Compromise
the corner
there,
now,
his
keeps it
entry.
tight on the right hand side. Definitely lost a lot of time through there, and it is a 37.1. Put himself on provisional pole. And Brown's not going to make it to the line.
Bram's not even bothering.
Unless we've got a timing
why
glitch coming up,
Bram-
we may have a timing glitch on.
Yeah.
He looks to be going very slowly,
Very
setting up for a
slow.
lap. So I think we've got a timing glitch. As he now is starting his lap. We'll watch if you dare goes for a third. Like, he doesn't know. I think Uda's backed out.
Yep, there
That's
is.
he's got
Yep,
done. So
Bram's
it's
on a
just
lap
Brown
now.
now. But it's going to be challenging him by the looks of it. Let's send him.
Make up turn 1 this time.
Get much cleaner.
Delay to apex.
Through turn 2.
Very easy to lose a rear through this section, yeah. It's nice and smooth on the power and on the steering inputs.
Yeah, look like a decent first
Careful
sector.
through here as well. Tiptoeing.
Very
Stalling
cautious
to
out
7th.
there. So we'll see, is he up on his lap time? He's only just up.
10th up.
It's not going to be enough. He's going to have to gain some.
Yeah, I believe there's going to be a lot of time to gain for the second.
Seven's gone P2. He's gone ahead of his teammate.
It's not enough to hold position, no. Bram, shortest is third. Cautious. It's not full power. Still not on full power. Now he's on full power. In 6th gear.
And short shifting.
Yeah. Imagine this is intermediate. I think as it stopped this, the rain is a lot less now than it was before. So the track
Right
is
through
getting
spoon.
drier.
He looked very strong through there in this session, and he's done it again. He's on the
Wiggle.
AstroTurf, but he's managed to avoid it. So this is the moment of truth then. That was where he needed to gain most of his time. He's 3 temps up. This is going to be very, very close between the two championship rivals.
Oh!
130. He's completely committed on the curb.
Yeah,
Didn't
flat
lift
out,
off
I
at all.
don't think.
Did it gain him any time though? Let's have a look as he comes out the final corner. Is he in a provisional pole for the championship lead that comes across the line now? It is.
He
provisional
will
pole.
into the 36s.
And you can
Into
see
36s.
where Udair lost that time in that lap, and it's Brown Nixon on pole position.
Mr. Grammy Big Balls, that's what that is. Because flat out through 130R
because PA
and lost the rear end.
Danger Man do come across the line.
Improve, but it's still
Yeah.
too fast.
And Tommy Real just got on pole. He completely missed that.
Where did that come from?
Tommy Real with the
Where did
final
that come
lap.
from?
He wasn't even on my screen on the lap, so I didn't know he was on the lap. And he's gone pole position.
Where did that come from?
36.7. What a lap from the Red Bull driver out of nowhere.
Yeah, that's unbelievable. We saw him at the start of the session. Looks like he was driving on ice. So he's obviously done something to the style of driving or a slight tweak to his setup that's just helped him. Because that came out of nowhere because it looked like he was struggling.
Well, it didn't even say he was on the lap for me on my timing screens. It said he was in the pit.
I was unaware.
I
was
don't know
just
who's on the
aware
track,
of it.
but yeah, it's Tommy Real on pole position. 2 temps clear of the championship leader Bram Nilsson with his championship rival down in P3 behind him. Sam will start on the second row in P4 with 2 Williams in 5th and 6th. Silent on his debut with a very good qualifying result, as well as Colborne in P7. Etienne will start P8 with YX behind him in P9. Milkman will round out the top 10. Behind him will be Phil the Power. FXBR Pedrus will start P12. King Lemon in P13 with Danger Man just behind him, and Maori, who never even left the pit lane. is down at the back of the grid as usual.
Where that lap time coming from? I don't know where.
It was a great lap. Put him on pole position.
From what I saw in that session, there was no way I thought he'd be on pole position by the end of it.
So we've got a dry race as expected.
Right. Is... But everyone will have fresh tyres. It will make that one-stop strategy just that bit easier from soft to mediums. So it shouldn't be too much an issue now. If your tyre is not good around here, which I had the issue of yesterday, you will struggle around here. So you're unable to stretch those softs far enough.
Well,
You can't get those softs further than that 9.
On the start, I think.
Yeah.
It is definitely the strongest strategy to go for, rather than a soft to medium. And I think many people are going to avoid those hard compound tyres as they're not a good race tyre whatsoever.
If people do on the mediums, they're going to be hope there's not a safety car in the first 5 laps or something. Because those soft runners could just pit for hards and then go to the end. But would they do that though? So.
Let's find out.
It is mediums for time around. It's mediums all round. Medium, hards. There's a couple of hard runners, a couple of soft runners.
Yep, Drew's the only one on
softs. He's
Milkman on set hards. Mildly opting for softs. And King Lemon as well. From the back of the grid, you would have thought it'd be the other way around.
Bit of a strange combination
at the start.
There's a couple of reasons why I think people aren't going hards. Is that they're hoping those mediums fall away a little bit more, and I hope those hards have a bit more speed in them at the end of the stint. And Crooken's facing backwards. That's not good.
Yeah, that's turn 5, as Tommy Rill's gone off as well, and he's disqualified for the formation lap.
Going backwards. I think I'm just going backwards.
That's not good for him.
Those soft runners are going to have a good start, because if they don't get past some of the cars, they're going to lose a lot of time on those softs.
Well, the issue for them is that it's nearly impossible to overtake around this track when you're in the DRS terrain. You need a big pace advantage over the car ahead, even to just make a move. And also ERS is very difficult to try and harvest around here.
Yeah, and I say, but these hard runners, though, like I said, they'll be hoping that just having an extra bit of fresh tyres at the end of the stint. They'll be a bit more fresher at the end of the first stint, and then the soft tyres will be a little bit more fresher at the end, because they'll stretch those hards a little bit further. So I expect these medium runners to pit around lap 26, 27?
26?
And the hard runners, 11 laps on the softs. And then probably about
only 27 laps long.
Sorry, I meant 17.
Say, they're going late on the medium.
Thanks for that. Anyway, they're pulling up to the grid stops now. Yeah, I mean lap 17 on the mediums, maybe lap 16, 17, and then maybe lap 17, 18 for the hard runners.
Real will lead the formation lap. Lead the first lap in turn 1 for the first time in his STB career. On pole position.
I'm expecting Meldy to go up about 5 positions off the start.
Yep, he's renowned for his starts in McLaren, but he's lined up to his grid sort now. So then, drivers are lined up. Japanese Grand Prix.
It's a buggy lights.
As usual, you expect that by now. So, who is going to win the Japanese Grand Prix? We will find out in 27 laps time. And it is lights out and away we go. It's a great start from pole sitter Tommy Real. It's an awful start again from Brown Nielsen. He's not the championship run. Oh, and someone's out.
Massive crash in
The car is out.
No,
and it's like a safe car, and it is instantly a safety car. We're not even past turn 2. And that's Milkman and Philip out. I did not catch what happened there.
I got a glimpse of that on the background. I did get that a little bit. I got the back of it. Both of them going steering into the right hand side of the barriers at the exit, just after the pit lane exit. both of them going steering into the side of the barriers, literally side by side. That's massive. That was from my screen.
That was
Getting a bit of
literally
flashbacks there from last season.
literally about 20 metres off of the grid spot.
A little bit of flashbacks there from last season when me and Dangerman actually had a crash there last season. Bram went into that exact same barrier. So, no, I retired in that race as well. Also rear wheel.
It's not the way you want to retire from the from the race before even getting to turn 1.
It would have been nice to have a Dutch 1, 2, 3, but yeah. Don't have any more. I wonder what people can do. Are these hard runners going to pit from medium, or say hard runners? Not one's out of the race. Crews, another from Crews could go on the set of mediums, maybe. Maybe these soft runners can pit if they don't want to be on the soft, but the soft would be alright. So,
as we said, the soft runners did, even though there was only what 10 seconds of racing. Maudi's gone up 4 places, and King Lemon up into P9. I'm not sure where he started. Yeah, he's up 4 places as well. Started P13. And a few drivers getting 5-second penalties as well.
Yeah, Wax.
He's the only driver in the pits.
I'm presuming he's got damage.
He's going hard to the end, I guess.
Yeah.
It's not really the strategy to go for.
I did the hard tyres, I pit lap 6 and I were like 75% at the end.
Yeah, but
so I don't know if the hards will be
insane.
My tyre was quite bad, but even then, still. These hards won't do any more than about 24 laps.
No, the hards will be
massive push
on a normal setup, but it's going to be less than optimal for Wyatt. I think it's going to be relying on another safety car to get him some good points in this one. But Bram, we thought he'd got his start sorted. He hadn't had a poor start recently, but yeah, got bogged down, I think, in the second stage. The first initial release of the clutch was perfect, and then just dropped the revs too low. Got lucky in the end. The safety car came out. There was on his outside and going for the move.
I think this will safety car will help the soft runners a little bit, and it will. I think this safety car will actually make life a little bit harder for these hard runners, because they were hoping that those hard tyres will wear less and they'll gain advantage by stretching them out further. But if the safety car is helping those medium runners stretch their tyres longer, they can tyres be more intact at the end of the stint. Effectively takes out the only advantage of those hard tyres.
Right, I think the safety car should be in by the end of next lap.
Next lap. Yeah. Even though we already got all the cars back together. Oh! Maudi nearly goes into the back of Prues! Bloody hell.
Yeah. That's rule number 1 in Formula 1. Don't hit your teammate.
Yeah.
Don't really happen between those two.
I think Prues was accelerating and Maudi was accelerating. Yeah, Prues was slowing down. And Maudi got caught off guard, had to do evasive manoeuvres.
From what I've seen, I think Bram Nelson has easily still got the pace to win this. We don't know what time his pace is like, but from the lap times I've been seeing from House Driver, I think he should be able to run away with this one. I mean, the lap times he was doing in qualifying in the dry was it's quicker than pole in Tier 1 yesterday, so...
Yeah.
Didn't quite get a chance to show it, I don't think, in that last qualifying, obviously, as it was intermediate condition. Plenty of opportunity in this race. Show that race pace that he's got. Or can Tommy Real hold him off for long enough? Good thing for us is they've got 2 drivers in the top 4, so they can change it up with the strategies. Someone go for the undercut. I mean, the undercut is quite powerful around here. If you go on lap 9, I think most of the guys undercut, and that's what they'll be aiming for.
Well, it'd be lap 9 if it was on the softs, I agree.
Yeah, that's true.
These are the mediums.
Although it will throw another game. It'd be how early they want to box for those set of softs, how much they want to risk it.
It's one of those tracks where...
There we go, it is now.
Very late.
Yeah, very late. It's supposed to do it at the sector line, but not this time. Connor's going to have to back them right up through 130R. We'll watch, and it looks as if he's gone already.
He's gone.
Yeah, he's gone early.
Yeah, he's caught around nothing.
Yeah, Ram just couldn't get the traction out on the final corner. They've all been stretched out. None of them are close to each other, apart from Crook and on the right of Maudi. Maudi going for moving his teammate as well. Yeah, I'm not sure what's happened to him. He's on the hard tyres, obviously just couldn't get them up to temperature. And he's gone for the move. King Lemon's also up inside of Etienne. As he gets the move down, but Maudi up in P9.
Yep, those soft tyres just give him the extra grip.
Yeah, it's to try and catch up to Etienne now, who seems to be struggling a little bit more. The mediums. It's a perfect restart from Tommy Real out in front. Yeah, as I mentioned, this is going to be a crucial race for the championship. It is a 3-horse race, a 3-horse race only. So I think Maudi's had a spin. Maudi's had an incident.
He's had some sauce.
He's obviously
lost
lost.
2 places.
Yeah, he's lost the car somewhere.
Oh, he's lagging.
2 places.
Maudi's lagging. He is lagging.
Now
I wonder if he had a little screen freeze. I wonder if Maudi had a small light screen freeze there, actually it was lagging all over the place then. It went straight on the screen on my screen.
I didn't catch any of what happened. But Brown looking quick, as we said. They're struggling though. 30 flat on the mediums at this stage is yeah, it's pretty strong. And as I said, they're struggling. As Crooker makes his move on Produce, gets himself up into P9. He needs to push now to try and get in the DRS train. Udair's completely lost the black and brown here, Matt. He's out of DRS range.
Yeah, and that's not going to help Semi either.
Just a little bit too quick at the moment.
Semi will be hoping to keep up with him, but Udair not struggling.
Yeah, I think Sem's already lost that front too.
It does. If Semi, I think the only good thing about this is Semi's now got DRS and Eldair. Well, Eldair does not have DRS and Brown, so it does make Semi's life a little bit easier when it comes to overtake.
I mean, yeah, it means you can get past him, but it's then when you get past him, he's not going to do anything.
Yeah.
It's just going to drag him along.
Eldair's gone wide, it's smooth.
Yeah, and I think Eldair's
used a lot of DRS as well.
Down the pit straight.
Eldair's used a lot of overtake, it's down to 30%. So he's been using all that overtake and he's still struggling to keep up.
Yes, actually Sem won't have DRS on this lap, it will be the next lap. Because the detection point's here as they're coming through now. He may go for the move, and he has got a much better exit. He took way more curve on the
DRS side, but not this lap.
You see, he's not gaining on him enough. He's using all of his DRS, and he still can't get close. That's you there. Padru's had a spin at the final corner, Matt. He's off. He's managed to keep it going, though. So yeah, Sam using about 20% of his DRS overall, and he didn't even get the move in the end.
Weird seeing these cars mounting those curbs on the inside. After there's 2 degners, the cars can like jolt and to go over them.
Right, Matt, I'm going to have to go, so hopefully it's a good race, but I'll leave you guys again in the trusted hands of JLT Murphy to take you through the action here in Japan.
Yep, okay, I'll see you next week then. So that's Mercury out of the comm box. He has to go around this time. So it will be me for the rest of the race again. Graham Nielsen very close to the back of Tom Real now. Got DRS. Sonny K will have DRS on Elder. It'll be a double Haas overtake, a double Dutch overtake. There's Bram Nelson on Tom Real, and there's Semi K up the inside of Elder, but they've touched and they've contact and managed to get away with any spins. God knows how they avoided that, but Semi does make the move, and Elder tried his hardest to keep it defending, but in the end, the two Dutch. Oh, and that's Dangerman out. So he's shocked there, but I think it must be some sort of collision, because Prunes is also back there as well. I wonder if there's some sort of collision in there, around there, and there's, you know, flags. I don't think Prunes in the pit lane. Dangerman's actually out on track. His car's stricken in the middle of the track, I think. There's no safety car, it's been cleared quickly. But Mercury's left literally at the worst time. As soon as Mercury leaves the game, and it's just everything just happened all at once. Bram Nielsen took the lead from Tom Real and is looking to make a gap. Semi K also another Dutchman in the Haas, also again everything on Elder up at the podium positions. There's Elder struggling. Doesn't look like he's got any grip. So, and obviously Dangerman and Fruit are pretty much out the race now. And then the Prudes is onto the mediums, but those mediums will not make it to the end. They won't do 20 laps, I don't think. It is a bit of a stretch, that is. Bit close here with Crook and Etienne and Maldy. Maldy on the softs and Etienne and Crook on the mediums. The soft tires will start to go off a bit soon. Although the safety car would have helped them a little bit. Maldy looking to touch his tyres about up 9-10. As Pedersen looks like he's got past Elder. Could have been some FXPR team orders there. Because Elder is just got no pace at all. And he's just falling back now. He's having a bit of me issues from what I had yesterday. Just got after a few laps and the tyres just fall off and you lose pace. Then you start making mistakes and it just makes it even worse. As Carbon taking Lemon only 2 penalties, I think Carbon just got another penalty. So you've got to be watching now. He can't be getting penalties like this because everyone else is around him, apart from King Lemon, has not many penalties. So if he's got 2 penalties right now, which I think he has, he's going to be last out of the points right now. So he's got to be careful from now on. Etienne's struggling from the Maldy's up the inside, and there's going to be contact. There is contact, and Maldy's round. Maldy's bottled it. He's hit the barriers. Oh! And then oh my god! The barriers absolutely disintegrated his car on the exit spoon. Oh, this so happens again. It's not the first time that's happened. Oh, the barriers absolutely just dismantled his car in an absolute historic way possible. I mean, it happened to me in Bahrain in Tier 1 this season, where I touched the barriers, and then about to put it in reverse, and the front wing just disintegrated. These barriers in this game are very, very glitchy, as we all know. Very, very glitchy. Just if your car's on the barrier, but not actually going into it, the car kind of like glitches and spazzes out, and it just breaks your front wing or rips your tyre off. And at this point, Maldy's car just absolutely exploded. It's like somebody just put a frag grenade in the front suspension. It just blew up the front wing and the suspension. But everything's just gone absolute haywire. It seems Mercury's left. We should do this more often. Mercury leaves, everything happens. It's like in Monza. Anyway, Bram Nielsen unable to pull away from Tom Real. Tom Real sticking in his slipstream and his DRS. There's only one DRS point around here. These cars are that fast. They can't really use DRS 1 through 130R, but FIA don't like that. That's definitely a corner cut from Tom Real. That is Maldy out of the Japanese Grand Prix. He's gone off to watch Eurovision. He doesn't care anymore. He's going off to watch The Eurovision, I think it's taking place in Netherlands, I think. Not sure. Pit windows open, apparently, for junior runners. They want to go on the hard tyres, but I don't think anyone will be doing that. The race has settled down a little bit now. Would be nice if Semi-K does catch up to these guys in the top two, but doesn't like Semi-K's got the pace right now. Doesn't quite have what pace what Bram has. Bram's managed to get a bit more gap on Tommy Real. It's just going towards a second. Tommy Real's going to nail this spoon section if he wants to stay with Bram. It hasn't. Bram's really quick around spoon. But I think Tommy Real had a bad exit and using some of his ERS. Bram doesn't have any ERS left. Bram's running low. He's trying to using his last bit of ERS to make sure he stays ahead in the DRS point. But I think Tommy Real just about have DRS coming into the braking zone. He does have DRS. That's to keep him ahead for a little bit longer. Bram's used all of his ERS. He's just unable to do anything. Did set the fastest lap. Bram's going to really push if he wants to get out of DRS there. And that's King Lemon and Corbin. Colborne's really early in the pits right now. Onto set hards. That's not the right strategy call, that's for sure. You all know that's not the strategy to go. Unless he's got some sort of damage, which he doesn't. But it looks like Bram Nelson's finally got Tommy out of DRS. Let's see if he can hold that. Semi-K's lost about a good nearly half a second to these guys in front. But Semi-K is really struggling. Semi-K was 2.6 seconds, it's now 3.1. Tommy Real's back within DRS again of Bram Nelson in terms of DRS range. It's just Tommy Real has that bit more overtake than Bram does. Just keeping him in play. Bram's about to run out, it's going dipping under 10%. Only going to hurt him more. If I was Bram right now, I would just have 3 laps saving that ERS and try again, put him away. But if you keep using a bit, you're not going anywhere. Because Tommy Real has still got DRS. The back here, Carborn. Oh, Carborn's left. So we've only got 10 runners left in this. We've only 12 laps into this race, and we've only got 10 runners remaining now. Carborn's left. I think the AI must have put him in. The AI do not like the soft to medium. The soft to medium. It's a safe. There's a yellow flag. That's Crooken, I think. Yeah, it's Person. He's off at turns number 2 and 3. Lost the place to Crooken. Luckily, there's quite a big gaps already. The race has died out quite suddenly. There's only really one battle, and that's for the lead, and that's it. Everyone else is spread out by more than 3 seconds or out of DRS. So this slowly just turned from absolutely happening at once to just fully just dying. But saying that, Pedersen's now lost a lot of time, and SN and YX is now right up behind him. YX on a hard set, a worn set of hards, but he did hit already. They're looking to get past Pedersen Occident. I don't know how to say his name. It's Brazilian, but I'm not sure how to pronounce that. But Etan does get the move on the Brazilian driver as he's looking to get back on Etienne. YX doesn't have any ERS left, so he doesn't look like going to make any threat in terms of right now. As Pedersen's really trying to maximise the track as much as possible. DRS overtake mode, Etienne's using his overtake as well. But that DRS is a little more powerful than Etienne wants it to be. Etienne's going to back out here because, yep, Pedersen's going to sweep inside and take the position. So Pedersen's taking back his 6th place that he lost to. Aldair gets a penalty. Aldair's just got no pace at all. He's 4.6 seconds behind Semi-K now. That is just struggling for grip. He's just got no pace. There's another yellow flags, and he's spun again. Pedersen has spun again. Hoiston, yeah, and he's not been a good race. Not a good debut race for the Brazilian driver, and he's got no grip at all. Not sure what's wrong. Something that's set up to be the case. Unable to pull away. Philip Power is now left the session. He left it retired in the fight. Philip Power was the one that retired in lap 1 before even turn 1. Spectacular crash. And Nelson trying to break through the slipstream there. Tomarillo with DRS hanging on, but Tomarillo's used a lot of overtake to try and keep up with him. So if Ben wants to get Tomarillo out of DRS, it's going to be now. While Tomarillo is also low on overtake. Crooken is a very early pit stops. It's a very early pit stop. Both guns are hard, so both think they're not those softs are not going to get to the end. Strange strategy, Paul says. Very strange, just very strange. And Pedersen's decided to retire the Japanese Grand Prix. He's done it down the main straight. He's in the pit lane. So he's retired. It's down now to there's only now 8 runners in this race left. Not great. Not great at all. According to Bram and Malby, Tier 1 was, in their words, banging. This race, not so much, turns out. This is literally the only sort of close sort of battle we've got right now, and I hope it doesn't go, because this is all we've got left. The race has gone absolutely downhill in terms of action from the last 5-6 laps. Both of them really on the edge of the ERS. They're both trying to push as hard as they can. I think Bram has more pace, but Tomarillo just has a bit more overtake at the start. But now that Bram, both of them are actually low on ERS, Bram should now maybe hopefully have the pace. Can't speak. Does not have the pace to just can't get away from Tomarillo. Bram was making a lot of silly mistakes. I wonder if he's still doing any silly mistakes now. He's not going to know any damn penalties like he was before, but he's just not able to pull away. Both of them really stretching the ERS management. Any management is just being thrown out the window. It's just use as much as you can, stay within DRS, trying to pull away, get out of DRS. Now the question is, who will dip first into the pit lane? Tomarillo will have the advantage of having the option of undercutting Bram. You do not want to pit too early onto those softs, because those softs will not do more than about 12 laps, if fresh. So I think now would be the earliest you want to pit. So Tomarillo could pit onto softs and go to the end if you wanted to. Yeah, Bram was wide. Food Degner 2 there. Might have got a warning, but you might have got away with it. Let's just check the race director. And he got away with it. Yeah, this race kind of just died, to be honest. Aldair had their pace. and Semi K got past him, but Semi K didn't have the pace to keep up with these guys either. But Aldair should even more. You know, Cook and Etienne pitted early onto hards from the mediums, which was quite a weird strategical. But they will have an undercut, and yet Tamariel does, as I say, Tamariel will have the undercut. He will decide to take the pit stops now, and if these softs will be so quick. Undercut is very powerful, as Mercury said around here, and I think Bram does not have any RS to defend on this outlap, whereas in lap time, as it is no RS, which means he's not going to be much quicker than he is now. All he can do is use his pure pace to his advantage for what he's got with Tamariel. And these fresh softs, and that crowd is really loud. I'm going to see if I can try and change that, because that crowd is really, really loud, really high. If it's effects sounds, I'm not sure. Oh, turning the effects sounds down only turns the engine sounds down, so that's brilliant. But yeah, Tamariel's going to be rapid in the softs. Not just the softs to be so much grippier. It's just that he's got all that ERS he saved in the pits. He's going to use that as well. It's already down to 21 seconds. And that's, I believe, already below a pit stop already. So Bram might lose the win here in terms of track position. Into the pits he goes. Slows the car down. Oh, he's got a 5-second time penalty! Bram Nelson speeding into the pit lane, trying to get as much time as possible, and it's biting back. And it's just bitten right where it's not supposed to. And taking the risk, trying to get out into the pit lane as quickly as possible, losing as little time as possible. It's now cost him. He's not just got a 5-second penalty, he's going to be behind Tamariel. And there goes Tamariel. Tamariel is now leading the race. Bram Nelson, I think, really should have pitted there. He should have defended his position, shouldn't have taken any risks. He should have took the pit stop while he had it. He knows his medium softs can do 11 laps. But why he didn't decide to cover the undercut, I don't know. So Bram's now carrying. He's not just behind Tamariel now. He's got a 5-second penalty he's carrying with him. Even if Tamariel does get a 3-second time penalty, Bram's still gonna be 2 seconds ahead of Tamariel winning the race. This Aldair gonna stick on the outside of it. Wax is locked up, he's gone on the grass, and he's just let Aldair through. Wax is on the alternate strategy. It's not just, he's not even pitted yet. He did actually pitted on lap 1. But it's hard, it's just knowing as quick as those fresh softs. Those softs will be 2 seconds lap faster, no trouble about it. It'll be Wax should be pitting probably this lap, I would say. Unless he's been hitting to the end, which would be very difficult. Tamariel sets the best of the race. Bram's just going to have the stick behind Tamariel for now. So yeah, this is the only fight that's happening now on track. It's literally the only thing that's keeping the stream alive. And there's yellow flags. That's the Renault. It's Aldair. Aldair has spun in the first sector, and he's recovered back on the track. But that's not going to help him. He's still got Wax to battle, but Aldair, he was too far behind Semi K anyway. So Aldair still should have enough tyres with him to get back past Wax and still have a 4th place. So I think it won't change the result, but it'll definitely change his mentality for the rest of this race. Bram has about 10 more 90% of ERS. Tomarillo uses a lot of grass on the entry to 130R. That's going to cost him a couple of hundreds. But I'm using a lot more curve than Tomarillo. It's gained another 2 tenths out there. Tomarillo not taking the recommended lines through there. Brown's closing up. I think Brown, if Brown needs to overtake there, I think Brown might go away with overtaking. Brown's turned off DRS early. He doesn't want to pass him. And Brown Nelson's just simply going to just cruise second for the rest of the race. You know, maybe knows he's going to get Tomarillo, or he's pulling something out. But we will know soon enough. There's 8 laps, including this one, to go. Yeah, on this King Lemon, the YX is in the pits onto a set of softs to come up behind Etienne. Yeah, this race has died massively. And Nielsen all over the back of Tomarillo now. That's a lot more ERS than the Czech Republican. Which Cooking is the next one to get a penalty. It's going to be a boring race for a lot of these guys. So the gaps are 13, 4, 9, 3, and Wax is coming up to the back of Etienne. But we want to keep this eye on Brown, Nielsen, Tomarillo. I don't know what's going to happen here. Seems to have a good exit, but I think Tomarillo had a really good exit there, so I think Brown might stay out for another lap, not trying to overtake him. And this DRS early again. The crowd is really loud through the first sector. Can't even hear what I'm saying when they're going through there. Oh, a bit of a corner slice there. Wax just got much more grip though on than Etienne on those soft tyres. Etienne's not even going to bother fighting it. It's not another pace on those hards. Soft tyres, it's just got that much more grip. And back to the front because there's no in the battle now. Just wish Semi-K and Albert were here to just make it a little more entertaining, but they just didn't have the pace to keep up with these guys. And Albert struggled a lot and had his own spin. He stuffed himself into a 4th place position. Semi-K still on a chance of 2nd place if he can stay within 5 seconds of Brown Nelson. Brown Nelson is carrying that 5-second time penalty. Tomarillo just getting that just extra better hit straight. Well, exit out of the chicane. Through turn 1 and 2, Tomarillo's gone a bit wise. Brown's sniffing any sort of mistake from Tomarillo. He's going to take any chance he can get. But Brown Nelson's going to be really feeling that dirty air right now. So they take care of those softs. So coming up to a lapped car, and that inactive proves that might give Tomarillo DRS if Tomarillo's still behind it when it comes into the last chicane, which I think it should be. So that might hold off Brown for another lap. As Brown wants to make a move down here. Brown still not making any time move. I think Tomarillo's sussed out what Brown's doing. Tomarillo's not really using his overtake anymore either. I think Tomarillo might just be out of 1 second here. Tomarillo makes a defensive position there. Tomarillo will not have DRS. So Brown, he's now going to move now. DRS and overtake. And then Tomarillo's using his own overtake now. Tomarillo's caught. Tomarillo napping. Brown Nelson up the inside of turn 1. He's making the move stick. He's kept it stuck. And he's down to through turn 2 and he's got the move done. But Brown Nelson with that 5-second penalty, I still don't think he's gonna be with the leading car on the podium because that 5-second time penalty, he's not gonna pull 5 seconds in 6 laps. 5 seconds in 5 laps. I mean, it's not gonna happen unless Tommy gets his own penalty and Bram Nielsen can pull a second or two. Bram Nielsen getting a bit caught off by Bruce. Tommy Rio needs to keep back at Tommy Rio with Bram Nielsen just in case. Bram Nielsen's using a lot of overtake, but so is Tommy Rio. It's the same thing that happened in the first stint. One uses overtake, the other one then uses overtake to try and match that, to try and catch up and keep that gap. But that AI is really hampering Tommy Rio, distracting a lot. As Tommy Rio's draining his ERS. So I was like, okay, use your overtake for now, but I'll save mine later. More battles going on. We've got YX and King Lemon going side by side. Not sure when that happened. King Lemon on those slightly more worn hards compared to YX's fresh softs. I'm expecting YX to have a bit more gap, but Etienne's still within 1 second of the soft runner. I'm expecting a bit more from YX on these softs. YX has got no RS. King Lemon has some to spare. This will make life a lot harder for YX. Oh, that's a bit deep. Managed to keep it somewhat clean. Fardo's easy, got enough speed, but he's used a lot of overtake. And it's put into the red zone, so that won't help him later on. Meanwhile, at the front, again, they're playing footsies again with the LS. You use the overtake, I'll use a bit of overtake as well. I'll keep up with you. Tom Reels into the red zone, and Bram Nielsen will just start edging away with that little bit more overtake with EOS modes. Tom Reels seems to be using low downforce. There with another penalty. Not going to hamper his position. I think Tom Reels using quite low downforce compared to Bram Nielsen. Seems to gain quite a bit on the straights, even without any, even on lower ERS, he's still able to keep the same straight line speed with Bram Nielsen. YX just been able to find a play past King Lemon. King Lemon just has a little bit of overtake, a bit less spare. Both have life, both are low on ERS now. YX does have DRS, but he just doesn't have the momentum. King Lemon did have that little bit more. I think Bram Nielsen's made some sort of mistake because Tamarillo is now all over the back of the Dutchman. Semi-K's actually catches up to these guys rather quickly. He's now only within 3 seconds of these guys now. It was like 5 seconds. Semi-K is absolutely flying on these softs, while these Tommy Real and Bram Nielsen are actually quite slow on these soft tyres, and Semi-K is pulling this back now. Tommy Real is putting himself back into a sort of race-winning position if Tommy Real gets a penalty. I'm not sure if he used a lot of overtake, but that's 3 seconds, that's quite a lot to catch back just from the RS. As YX still unable to find a way past his hard runners, and it's just how hard it is to overtake around here. If you've got the right positions and the right place to use the right overtake, and you place your car well, it's quite difficult to get past, even when you're on fresh hards compared to somebody's 13 lap old, first or fourth fresh softs compared to a worn set of hards. Still can't find a way through. That gap's staying around half second. MEK is still looking to try and catch a bit more time on these guys. I think Semi-K could have DRS from the McLaren here. That McLaren, who's an AI, on 95 AI, on soft tyres, and the A leaders are unable to catch him up. And Semi-K has got DRS here on the AI. So this is working perfectly for the Dutchman. Nice DRS. Definitely helping. Saying that, he did lose a few tenths that lap. So it looked like Bram Nilsson could be only having a third place here, as that speed in the pit lane has cost him a possible victory. That's such a small mistake, and it could just completely kill your race. Semi-K just not quite with it, he's lost a bit of time now. Tom Real, he's just kept to the back of Bram Nilsson, just hops into the back of him, just kept his pace, matching him. Bram Nilsson uses overtake, Tom Real's a bit overtake, just keeping him in DRS, and just able to hang on the back of Bram the whole way through. Bram Nilsson with that come up behind Bram Nilsson, but with that extra penalty, speed in the pit lane penalty, that's going to cost him the victory here. And it will be, if Tom Real doesn't get another penalty, it will be Tom Real with the victory as we come now for the 130R for the last time. It's not been the most exciting race. We've had some interesting parts, some good overtakes, but apart from that, as the race itself has been quite slow and a bit inactive. But Bram Nilsson will cross the line in first, but he will be behind Tommy Real as Semi-K will take second place off Bram. Still pulled away. 4 points more on Elder being a championship rival. But not as much of a game. Expecting a bit more of a jump ahead of Elder than that. Elder's only a few points behind Bram, I think. Semi-K was 40 points, Bram. It's now going to be, what, 2 points closer, as Bram Nilsson does have the fastest lap. And that is the end of the Japanese Grand Prix, and definitely some interesting battles at the front. I mean, it kind of died down quite quickly. We've had quite a few retirements this race, and it definitely didn't help. We had that massive crash at the start with Milkman and Feel the Power. Before even turn 1 happened, just after the pit exit on the race start, big crash, both of them crashing to the right hand side of the barriers. And Tom Real dancing his way to the top step of the podium. Such a simple mistake. Bram Nilsson speeding the pit lane, costing the victory. Just, I think, a crack under pressure, I'm not sure. But Bram Nilsson's just a little mistake could cost you so much. And to be accurate, it's cost him 10 points. Just a simple little speed in the pit lane by a couple of miles an hour. That's all you need. And that's it. But that is your race results. Bram Nilsson, yep, does have the fastest lap of the race. Tom Real, absolute flawless in the end. Pole position and the race victory. Got Semi-K in second. It's still a double Dutch podium, but not the positions where they wanted to be. Bram Nilsson with third place with that 5-second time penalty. Elder in fourth, his championship rival behind him. Crooken in fifth. King Lemon in sixth. YX in seventh. Etienne in eighth. And that's all your finishes, and the rest of the retirements were Colborne, Pruse, Podesta, Maldi, that weird crash of the barriers, Dangerman and Milkman, and for the power that massive crash in the end. Didn't even set a lap. And that is your race results in the end. And let's try and get some interviewees. Let's see if we can get Bram, Semi-K and Tommy Real into the party. Let's try and get Tommy Real in as well. See if I can find him. There he is. Let's see if he joins the party as well. But right now we do have the two Dutchmen in the party. Not sure if Tommy will be joining us. But we will start with, unfortunately, third place runner Bram Nilsson. Bram, it was a really close battle with Tommy Real. It was a big fight with the ERS there, or fighting, trying to get a gap, and then he had an undercut on you, and he managed to get past you, but you sped in the pit lane, and that speed in the pit lane, I think, for sure, cost you the win there, and second place as well. Just give us a rundown through your race.
Yeah, the fun thing is I didn't speed in the pit lane. My pit entry speed was 80 kph, so I think my pen will get removed. But yeah, GG told me, Sam especially told me he drove a really good race, and his move to let me back pass once I made a mistake was very sportsmanlike, and I really appreciate him for that. I've messaged with him after the race, and it was very fun racing with him, so thanks to him.
Yeah, he's just messaged me saying he's got a broken mic, but he says well done on the he says he's happy with the podium, and GG to you both. So yep, that's unfortunate, but I will see if it gets removed. But for now, it will be third place until we find out if it gets removed. Not semi-K, if you want to include your audio as well. Yep, quite after you managed to get past Elder, as Elder's pace seems to have dropped off, it was quite a quiet race for you in the end. Quite nothing much seemed to happen. You just seemed to try and close up to Bram. Did close for a little bit, but just not quite enough. But you managed to get that podium in the end. Just give us a bit of a rundown on your race in the end. Yeah, you do close. Well, I say you do close, but say Bram's penalty does get removed. You would have caught up being by 2 more points, but it's not going to be much. But yeah, so Bram will pull away a bit more in the championship if he does get his first place back. Tommy Real just said his bit of a stupid penalty in the pit lane for Bram, but that's the end of the interviews then. That's the end of that then. It was a very hectic start to the race and a very quite planned, bit bland to the end there, not much happening. But in the end, that is your race for tonight in Tier 2. Do come back for us for Tier 1 for USA around the Circuit of Americas in Tier 1. You'll be joined back with Bram Nilsson and STB in the com box there. Join back for that, and if you want to as well, come back for Tier 2 around Kota. Hopefully a little more exciting than this one. But we'll be looking forward to seeing you again next week. And goodbye.